Van Halen.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Lifestyle Radio Show. I'm your host, Jim Canelli, America's real estate cash flow expert and author of the book, Live the Real Estate Lifestyle, 7 Steps You Can Take Today to Leave the Rat Race and Start Living the Lifestyle You've Always Wanted. Don't forget about the free real estate lifestyle trading events coming up near you. Monday, March 8th at the Courtyard Marriott in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Tuesday, March 9th at the Crown Plaza Hotel in King of Prussia. Wednesday, March 10th at the Wyndham Hotel in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Thursday, March 11th at the Radnor Hotel in St. David's, Pennsylvania. Toll-free registration hotline, 866-522-2621. That's 866-522-2621. Or online at realestatelifestyle.com/free training. Joining me now in the studio is a real estate lifestyle member. Hey, I can say anything I want about this real estate lifestyle thing, but you know what? It's not nearly as credible and doesn't have the authority as somebody just like you who's been through it, who's done it, and now is reaping the rewards of it. Rich Graub, welcome to the program. We're so glad you could join us today.
Thank you very much.
And this isn't your first time here either, is it?
No, I was here like a year ago. Met you, what, 5 years ago? 4 or 5 years ago? And, you know, things are going well. I can't really complain.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's talk about it. Where do we meet at?
I went to your seminar. Actually went twice because I'm so stubborn. I wouldn't do it the first time.
Well, one of the King of Prussia ones, I guess?
Yeah. I went back and said, you know what, I'll do it, and jumped in and you know, took the boot camp, and that was it.
So tell us about your results. Now, it's been a couple of years.
Couple of years.
But I'd like people to be able to like kind of flash forward. First off, tell us about your first deal.
You know what? I was scared. I was so scared. Fear, man. It controlled me from the beginning. I was so scared. It took me so long to get off that fence. I ended up buying my first deal from a guy sitting behind me in my class as a wholesale deal.
Yeah, right. He actually wholesaled you his deal.
I paid him $3,000 for the deal. I still own that house in West Philly today. And you know, and once I got over that deal and I got my feet wet, I was off. And then I realized, okay, I don't need him. I don't need to do this. I can do it on my own. And I knew what to buy, where to buy, and I went. And that's what I did.
Okay, so tell us about it now in terms of cash flow. You know, how has this affected your life in a dollars and cents perspective? Because I like people to get an idea. Hey, if I just stick with this thing for a couple of years, what would my life be like? So why don't you paint a picture for folks and just give them your experience?
Well, basically, you know, I have of the single homes, row type houses, 8 in Philly. You know, cash flowing anywhere between $200 to $400 per unit. A duplex, which cash flows much more. I think for $500 to $600 total on the duplex. Got there real cheap. You know, then I flipped a couple in Delaware, flipped one in South Philly, wholesaled some. Then I started to look for bigger deals, ended up walking into this one in Germantown, and that's where I am today.
Okay, so it sounds like from a cash flow perspective, you say 8 to 10, or 12 or 8 of them in the $300 to $400 range. You know, just doing a quick math on that, that's about $200 right there, right?
Yeah.
And then you flipped a couple of houses in between. What's that been like?
Flipping was easy.
Not near as hard as most people think it is it?
No, it's really not. I flipped one in Wilmington. You know, Wilmington, easy, right. 30 grand. I mean, I was at the house probably, at that particular house, I was probably there 4 or 5 times. Yeah. That was it.
So this real estate thing is a lot easier than most people think.
It is. I flipped one in South Philly to a young couple, first-time home buyers. They got the credit.
The tax credit.
The tax credit worked well. Yeah.
How much money did you make on that?
That one, 25.
25,000.
Yep.
And how much time did you put into making that $25,000?
Not long. That house, what was it? I was there 5 times. You know, we rehabbed the house. You know, I mean.
You didn't rehab the house.
I didn't rehab the house. I just went there.
Vic rehabbed the house, right?
Actually, no. Vic did not.
Who did?
Not. I had another guy rehab the house.
So now Vic works with you almost exclusively.
But now I use the contractor to the stars. And, yes, but I don't want
you finally made it into the inner circle.
I don't want to brag about him because then he'll get too busy and he won't have time to do my work.
Well, we all know that's BS.
Yeah.
Right. So no, I use Vic now for all my work. Tremendous asset. Yeah, can't talk highly enough about it.
All right, so you've done your 4 greenhouses. Actually, you've done 8, and then you decided, hey, you know what? Red Hotel time. It's time to get into something a little bigger and better, and put my toe into the commercial market, which makes a lot of sense right now because delinquencies on commercial mortgage loans have risen to a record high. In the third quarter of 2009, the percentage of commercial loans at least 30 days past due rose to 4% from 1% the year before, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association. So now there's a lot of motivated sellers in these apartment houses and in commercial real estate.
They're all over the place. Motivated sellers are all you got to do is look. They're all over the place.
So tell us about this deal you're doing. It's right on Germantown Ave. I've been there
100 times.
and I'm very impressed with it.
Well, thank you. It's right on. You know what? It fell into my lap. You know, you get into the game, and I didn't even go looking for it. It came to me. I got a phone call from an appraiser that I've become friendly with, and he said, "You want to look at this deal?" I went and looked at it, and that was it. And I said, "Yeah."
Okay, so how much did you buy the space for, and then tell us what it is?
We bought the property for $110. It's been appraised for.
So you bought it for $110,000.
Right.
But this space is 3 storefronts.
It's 3 storefronts, a parking lot, and 3 apartments above each storefront.
Okay, great. So now tell us about what it's worth.
It's appraised for
1.4.
Is that what it is? I can't even remember what it is.
So you have solid team members.
Yeah, I got the appraiser. I know.
There you go.
So it's worth $1.4 million, and you bought it for $110,000.
Yeah, it's
Now-
a nice little spread.
That's
A little
nice
spread, yeah.
All right, so how much rehab is going into this thing? Well, Vic, you're doing the rehab. How
Vic
much is the
doing the
rehab?
Yeah, the rehab's about 300,000.
About $300,000. So now you're into this deal for $400,000, but it's worth $1.4 million.
That's right.
It's only like an extra $1 million. But
So $1 million
Rich says like
equity.
it's nothing. He's like, yeah, 25 grand here,
yeah.
30 grand there, $1 million there.
So you're looking at about what,
Right.
$500,000 cash out on this? Something like that.
Yeah,
at least?
hopefully.
At
You know,
least?
I've got college to pay for. Yeah.
Yeah, so, listen, what would you tell people that are on the fence saying, hey, should I come out to one of these free
You
real
have
estate
to do
lifestyle
it. They
events?
have to do it. You know what? What are you going to sit there and drive on the expressway and go to your job every day? You have to do it. Take the bull by the horns. Don't complain that you're unhappy if you're not going to do something about it. Stop complaining about your boss. Come to the workshop. It's free. You got nothing to lose but time, and learn something.
866-522-2621 or online at realestatelifestyle.com/free training. I'm Jim Canale. I can't believe we're already out of time.
No, it's a quick show.
But for Vic Milbourne, Joe Hurst, Rich Grob, we thank you for joining us here today in the studio. I'm Jim Canale. Here's to your ultimate real estate lifestyle.
Clear.